welcome back. You just saw Abiola on his. Okay, we're still looking at leadership on the show this
That's available
morning.
for modeling, you know.
You said?
That's available for modeling.
Well, I can just imagine. Okay, so let us bring finance into all of this now. Talk, while we're on break, we were talking about, family setting, leadership, the father being in charge before now, and let's say there's a role, a turnaround in roles, and the man maybe is at some low ebb in his life, and the woman is now taking charge, and she's seemingly the leader of the house. But you're telling me that there's a difference between leadership and being the breadwinner. So let's just talk about that, because I feel finance matters, because sometimes most people get it wrong. It's as though whoever brings the money is in charge of the home. Does that work?
Okay, what we should know is the home front is not the place for competition. The home front is the place for collaboration.
Wow.
So, it is not the place for competition, it's the place for collaboration.
Okay.
And I'm afraid because of certain things, certain thoughts that people are sharing, right now out there, that people are sharing thoughts with others that those people are using to destroy their families. Because people are trying to claim superiority. What a man can do, what should a woman bother, women, it is our time. All of those conversations. Those conversations lead homes into competition.
Okay.
But what we're supposed to have is collaboration. It is also important for us to know that there are multiple cultures in dealing with this. There's a particular culture that I know of, that it is whoever provides in the family, that is the leader of the family, no matter the age of the individual. Right? There are some other cultures that it doesn't matter your age, the leader is the leader. You have been blessed to be the breadwinner, then you help everybody, because maybe at some point in time you were even helped by people in the family as well. So it's important for us to know that the family is not the place for competition. No matter the knowledge you are gaining from anywhere, your family is the place for collaboration. That said, in a situation where maybe the man as the leader of the house, and I've used the word leader carefully, not the boss, not the person that subdues people, but the person that has responsibility.
Okay.
Leadership now, responsibility. But the person that has responsibility in the event that there's an economic downturn for him personally, and the woman needs to step up to doing it. It is important as well for the family to understand that it is collaboration and not competition, such that both of them should manage it in a way that the man does it in any way, while in his low ebb, doesn't in any way feel inferior. Also, both of them should manage it such that the woman does not in any way feel superior. The inferiority and superiority complex thing stems rather from competition. And once competition sets into a union, collaboration cannot be attained again. Collaboration is you come here, I come, we bring things together so we can enjoy synergy. Very important. So if we start to dig the ground and put some competition in place with the things that we say, or the things that we do, or some passing statements, look at you, all your mates, are they not, for 7 months now, you don't have a job, Yes, self-control, we're talking about self-leadership.
True.
While that may come as a thought, what's going wrong with this man self? It is important to guide and guard our tones. It is said that the words we say, they're like eggs. Once it comes out, you cannot retract it, and you don't know how much damage it will do. And we're not talking about the man now, we're talking about the union. Because in the family unit is actually more important than the individuals in it. And this is what I mean. For collaboration that we're seeking collaboration to grow this union. The two individuals will contribute to growing the union while developing each other, along the line. So what you want to be sure that you do in self-leadership as the man or the woman is you don't do things that will pull back collaboration. You don't do things that will affect the union negatively. So self-leadership, self-control, very important, and understand the place of the leader and the breadwinner.
Okay, so can we take this down to the society? How leadership at home would them affect the society?
So leadership in the home, how does it affect you know one of the things I'll paraphrase this quote, you know. The quote says that to have a great nation, have a great community. To have a great community, have great families. To have great families, have great individuals. Because when we talk about society, at times it takes off our consciousness from knowing that this society is occupied by individuals. So first, the family is occupied by individuals, the society by different families. And so if the individual gets it right, the family will get it right. If the family gets it right, the community will get it right. If the community gets it right, the country as a whole gets it right. So the impact of self-leadership on the family, if it is right and good, it dovetails into the country. I mean, every now and then we see people acting in certain ways in National Assembly and legislative houses, and you know, we talk about corruption and everything. And one of the things we don't pay attention to as we should is we don't think that these people came from somewhere, and that the way to deal with the issue is due from that somewhere. Not just the laws that we are putting in place and the Constitution, because there are some people that everybody is clamoring they're corrupt, but there are some people that are clapping for them. That, you know what, now you're our son. This time it is our own time. Our son is there now, so you have to, you know, chop as much as you should. So these are the people that are supposed to be the connoisseurs of values for the individual. There's a gentleman that was a former minister the other day, and we're having a conversation. And he said to me, before his dad died, that his father used to write him almost every quarter. That please remember the child of who you are. You cannot go to that place and go and disgrace me. You should not do this, and you should not do this, and you should not do that. Now, most of the things we hear out there now, it is perhaps the father that will even write a letter, that could write a letter. You know it is our time now. And so you have to, you know, bring money and develop this our family. You know, my house that I've been trying to build for the past 22 years, that I cannot build now that my son is the minister. You know, you need to bring the money from. You know, so self-leadership, the way it affects the society, the thing we contribute, and the kind of children we raise, eventually becomes the leaders, the people that occupy positions and their conduct in the society.
Okay, so from the family angle now, what would you tell parents what they need to groom a leader in a child? What are those components?
Okay, first, lead by example.
Okay.
Number one, lead by example. What you want your child to do, be the first to do it. And don't do it once, do it consistently, consistent action. Because what we do, it is easier for them to model it. Even if they will depart from it, they will always say that my father was like this, or my mother was like this. That is number one. Now, after you lead by example, then seek multiple opportunities for them to learn. Because one of the things I realized that as a parent, and I want to say that parent in quote, I had the privilege of providing leadership in my family when as a child. You know, I lost my dad in my teenage years, and I have 4 siblings, 4 younger ones, and immediately I had to be, you know, to take up responsibility of leadership in terms of being the breadwinner, in terms of also teaching and grooming. And one of the things I learned from that experience is that it doesn't necessarily mean that your children will learn and gain all that they need to learn and gain from what you say to them. So what you want to do is to create multiple channels such that at least they will get it from one of this. The kind of school they attend is critical. Make sure the school is not just a top flight school in terms of academics. Make sure the school also teaches values and the school models values. That is what you want to do. Secondly, if you are a religious person, the church you go to, the mosque you go to, or whatever, you know, other social association that you belong to, you want to make sure that it's not just a miracle conversation that is going on in that kind of environment. You want to also ensure that the social, that association, that church, you know, is also teaching values, you know. And so the things that they see you do, that they hear you say, they hear other people saying it as well. Because there are some children, the reason they don't want to listen is because the person telling them is their parents. You know, but they will listen to other people. You know, they say, my father is always, I don't know why my mother is always, but they are giving you things that will help you, but they don't want to hear. But the fact that other people who can influence, remember leadership and influence, who can influence them towards that are available as well.
All right, we want to say a very big thank you to Biola for all of this. Talk about leadership without working on yourself.